All right, you're still watching the P&B Morning Show right here on Politics and Business Television, which you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. And I still remain your host, Somike Joseph Matthew. Now, the Abuja Municipal Area Council elections are fast approaching, with polls are scheduled to take place in February 2026, February 21 to be precise, as part of the Federal Capital Territory Area Council elections organized by the Independent National Electoral Commission, AMAC. This election will see residents in AMAC cast their votes for chairmanship and councillorship positions, a key opportunity for grassroots leadership in one of Nigeria's most vibrant and diverse councils. With us this morning is one of the candidates who will be vying for the chairmanship position in AMAC. And I have the honor to introduce to you Dr. Dr. Paul Moses, who is the ADC candidate for the forthcoming election. A warm welcome to the show again.
Thank you, as always.
Yeah. All right. So the elections are fast approaching. And what are your manifesto for the people of AMAC? Let's begin with that.
The elections are not far approaching. They're just a few days from here. 21st is just barely 10 days from here. So it's important for the electorate to be informed because this is not time to sleep anymore. You know, it's time to be aware. It's time to wake up because the next 4 years of your life is going to be determined by your inaction or action, the choices you're going to make on the 21st, of this month, which is just next week, Saturday, really, and I will often say this even before I dive into my manifesto, that this is more important than the presidential election.
Wow.
You hear a lot of people talk about 2027. Your life is about to be impacted in the next few days, 10 days. And you're talking about 2027. 2027, at best, you're talking about big, bold ideas, where the presidency and the federals are concerned. The things that impact our life directly, from security to primary healthcare to primary schools, which are the basis of our lives, which are what you call the Human Capital Development Index. These are the things that impact us primarily. Are within the constitutionality of the chairman. And yet, many people do not participate in this most important election. I have had a privilege and opportunity to have been everywhere around the world, and I see where the elderly, the rich, the poor, the mighty in society, especially during council elections, they come out because these are the things that impact their life, directly. And sometimes they say we are third world because the things that are primary, we put them as secondary. And the things that are secondary, we put them as primary. That's what you see happening here. The 2027 election is just this presidential election. What impacts your life is primary. Primary healthcare, primary school, primary waste management, health, drinking water. These are the things. And guess what? I'm already talking about my manifesto. This is the most important geographical space in Africa, Abuja Municipal Area Council. This is the symbol of the country. This is not even something to joke about or play about. Every decision that impacts Africa and Nigeria stems right here. The president lives here. All the ministers are here. All the diaspora embassies are here. The National Assembly is here. This is ground zero. Whatever happens in Nigeria is right here. So it's important for somebody who understands governance, who is open for transparency and accountability, somebody who understands how to navigate the energy of the young people, because that's where our security context lies. And this is what I'm bringing to the table for the Abuja residents, a place where I have lived at least 40 years of my life. I went to primary school here. I own a PhD in environmental resource planning. And I'm saying that as part of what I know best to do is to ensure that we have quality education. Today, AMAC is failing. AMAC is on its belly. AMAC is on the ground because education is zero. Children in primary school are sitting on the floor. I'm having to fix primary school right here in AMAC as a private citizen. I'm bringing desks to primary school in Kapua, right here in Lube. I'm fixing toilets for Tunga Nasara Primary School, right here in AMAC, under Gui Ward. You go to Tunga Madaki 2-3 years ago, I'm fixing the primary healthcare center because this is fundamental to our life. This is what I'm talking about because primary school is under the constitutionality of the chairman. Primary healthcare center. I've had relatives and uncles who have died. The first aid that you meet, if you get whatever happens to you at night, the first aid you meet is a primary healthcare center. We have about 50 primary healthcare centers in AMAC. Half of them are in the bush. The rest have they don't even have, nobody's even attending to anybody. This is something that should be put on emergency.
Now, if you become the chairman, how are you going to fix all this thing? Let's begin with these primary healthcare centers that you just mentioned about. How are you going to go about it?
I mean, sometimes, people in government and in governance makes it look as though it is something that you need some kind of, I don't know how to put it. It's straightforward. I just told you now that I'm putting desks for children in school. I'm roofing primary healthcare centers. Channel public money for public good. This is all we're talking about. It's not rocket science. You don't have to know anything. I go, I pay, they make desk. Children will not sit on the floor. The tools that are required for teachers and pupils, provide for it. Ensure that you channel what is available for that. That's what you need to do. It's not something out of the box that you need to work out for. And ensure that the dignity of teachers are returned. I'm going to ensure that teachers are trained at least twice every year with the best of trainees that you can get, because the quality of our lives has to do with the quality of trainings we get. And I'm big on training. This is what I'm going to be doing, and I'll ensure that that is done. It's not rocket science. I mean, I have a PhD in environmental resource planning. Waste management is a multi-million-dollar industry. Today, AMAC is very dirty. We will say, go to Karishi, smelly and stinking, because there is a management structure to it that if you don't understand the things that are supposed to, the recycling mechanism that are required, to ensure that this becomes a tool, for production of fertilizers and several other goods and materials. If you don't understand that, then you look at it as what? As a problem. Same thing applies to people who have asked me questions. So what are you going to do about the young people? Young people are just energy. Nigeria is full of energy, and energy is what is the essence of life. But guess what? Energy can neither be destroyed nor created. It can only be converted from one form to another. If you don't provide solace, if you don't provide initiative for these young people, then go smoke igbo, then go harass people. Because they are just energy. That's why touts are harassing people today in AMAC. People can't do business. AMAC can't, you don't even have a payment system. At the time where you make payment to NEPA, you make payment for your recharge card, you make payment for school fees from the comfort of your home. There is no one-stop shop through which you can make payment in AMAC. Touts are harassing you over 10 departments. You pay for radio, you pay for TV, you pay for all kinds of things. Just confusion in the corridor of power. That can stop by just a single tool. I mean, when you take your phone, what do you see? You just see applications.
Okay, we have instances recently where primary school teachers had a loggerhead with the FCT minister. And that begs the question, where are the chairmen of the 6 area councils? So if you become chairman, are you going to say, are you telling us that primary school teachers, like you just said some moments ago, wouldn't have to fight the FCT minister over allowances and what have you?
I was a head boy in my primary school, and I still remember teachers like Roslyn Aminu. I still remember, very quality people who taught us, who didn't have to go through this horrendous.
Which was the primary school, if I may ask?
In Abuja here. That's a good one for you. It was called.
Because I went to primary school in Abuja myself.
Oh yeah, it was called Phase 1 Primary School. I think the name has been changed now to Kadana School Primary School. And then I have fantastic people. I'm not one of those who don't have problem. I have James Ibrahim, I have Chat Jato, I have lots of them. And they all live here, and they're all rooting for me, and they're going to vote for me. So I'm excited about that.
I also went to primary school, so maybe
So let's not deviate from his thoughts.
I'm trying to, because I told you didn't go to primary school.
Let's not deviate
You didn't go to primary school.
So please let him continue what he's saying. Okay.
You didn't go to
But staying with the cause, our life are based on the dignity of teachers and pupils. I'm going to give priority to teachers. Why I'm so passionate about this is that you can see I've had the opportunity, because I went to school, at least that alone allowed me to be 10 countries across the world. Because I went to school, I can hold interactions in Harvard, in Oxford, and I'm quick to remind them, I didn't go to any of those schools. All my schooling was done here because of quality of education then, not now. Today, how many of our primary school pupils, how many of our graduates can even speak English when you bring them here? Because the foundation is wrong. Because if you don't have good teachers teaching you, they are going to be teaching nonsense and garbage in, garbage out. So I can assure you that there are initiatives through which trainings can be done. And I can tell you, I'll be the number one man in front, fighting for their cause, ensuring that they have what they need. That's what I'm going to be doing as chairman.
Okay, Dr. Mo, once again, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Talking about good teachers, there's a saying that goes that teachers' rewards are in heaven. Now, but this time the reality is on ground. We would like to enjoy what is on earth before we go to heaven.
Absolutely.
Yes, you did mention you went to primary school here. Now, from your time to now, what has really changed in terms of quality of teaching, infrastructure? What do you think have changed, and what can you do, to solve those or to tackle those changes?
It is so sad because Chidi, we have retrogressed increasingly. I've been to many primary schools within AMAC where goats, sheep, and human beings are sharing the same room. Children are sitting on the floor, no clean water, no good environment. Between when I went to primary school and now, there are at least 1 million private schools have erupted. Because every time there's a failure in governance, you make room for other things to come. I mean, I had a private discussion with the president of Rwanda, who said to me that my children went to primary school, public school. Actually, I went to public school all my life, but my children, I'm paying millions for them to be in private school because the public school system has failed.
I also went to public school, early primary school, Charlie, precisely. And
can you go there now if they
I visited there to collect my first school living certificate. And what I saw was really appalling, actually. In fact, the teachers were looking at me.
All right, let's quickly.
I need to.
Yeah, we don't have all the time.
Yeah, but let me ask one question. You've been asking.
Okay, very quickly.
Thank you very much, Oji. All right, the second question I want to ask, going forward now, by the grace of God, on the 21st of February, the elections will take place. Looking at the current, electoral amendment, that is the e-transmission and the the manual support system. What are you going to do? How are you going to manage it? Because you are more or less the first beneficiary of this new baby from the senators.
Is it a source of concern for opposition party like you?
It's a big source of concern. That's why you can see that a lot of the opposition are out there, protesting, because like we said in the earlier session of this show, we said that there shouldn't have been any room. You see, anytime you are talking or you are reading anything, and then they now say, but, you see that but, it has cancelled everything that was before it.
It's reverse.
Yes. So as it is right now, the fact that they said, if this doesn't work, that manual collation, Nigerians, you can be sure 100% bleach will happen.
But the president has not assented to it, so don't you think
that is why it is important for the National Assembly to go back They are human beings. Sometimes we make this thing look like it's rocket science. If you make a mistake, or if the people are saying they don't want something, go back and give them what they want.
Okay, now bringing our attention to the issue of AMAC, where of course you'll be challenging all other candidates from other political parties for the seat as the number one citizen of this area council, as we call it here. Now, how is the coalition working? The ADC is a coalition of political parties. How are you guys galvanizing yourself against the ruling party here in the FCT?
I mean, it's not easy. I can tell you that the surge is beautiful, when people of like minds are coming together from different places. But again, you have a place where poverty has been weaponized, where the politics of money, is taking center stage. So it's a very difficult elections. I've lost weight, I've barely slept in months and all of that, because you have to be educating people from house to house, from village to village, from community to community, telling them the importance of not taking 5,000 or 10,000 or 2,000 and voting for the wrong people, of taking salt and Maggi and sugar and all these things are not, I mean, they look...
And 5 kg of rice.
And 5 kg of rice and palm oil and all these things, and mortgaging your future and the future of your children, so that we'll not be talking about the lack of facilities in primary school, where, chairman owns cars and is dashing cars out. When I investigated when children were out of school, over 4.1 billion disappeared. And then they steal your money, they come back to you and they start distributing it and all of that. So these are the things the opposition has to face, so it's like you are rotating and revolving at the same time. You are doing a lot of work. You're talking to the people, you're also negotiating with the coalition party, because when things come together, there's going to be a jam. Like they say, when I enter bus, when the car begin to move, and they go begin balance. So with the balance, nobody say we don't balance but as we they go, the balance they happen.
And that brings the next question very quickly, as we try to wrap up the issue of support you are getting from the chieftain of the party. We have the former presidential candidates of the Labour Party now with you people, the person of Peter Obi. We have the former vice president talking about Atiku Abubakar, the former Senate president, Senator David Mark, and so many top-notch politicians who are now in your party, the ADC. So how much support are you really getting, from them?
I'm getting all the support that's required, especially from Mr. Peter Obi, who has been on the street with me for several days now, weeks, and helping to also raise the consciousness of the people where doing the right thing is concerned. I get all the support. I mean, from all the headlines. I mean, I'm a good baby. I get all the support that I need.
Right, this kind of baby that has the white white mustache.
All right. Yeah. So of course, our time is fast spent, and when you are really enjoying yourself when it comes to the money issue, that's when time will tell you that I cannot wait.
I'm not your friend.
I'm not your friend. All right. So we just have to thank you, Dr. Moses Paul, for gracing the show this morning.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here.
And we really appreciate you coming here and giving us your own insight into things happening nationally, and of course things concerning the forthcoming general election. So Chidi, did you enjoy yourself today?
Of course I enjoyed it. I prefer that I have Dr. Mo by my side, and it's interesting to know that I went to the same university with Dr. Mo as well.
Really? Which university is that?
University of Abuja.
Abuja, yes.
Yeah. So University of Abuja students, wherever you are, this is our own.
Okay.
Let me put it down. This is our own.
All right. Thank you very, very much. And I want to appreciate you out there for keeping in touch with us every morning right here. And we'll be here again at the same time tomorrow from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the morning to bring you the very latest right here on the P&B morning show. And I want to especially thank the boys, operating behind the scene. Behind the scene.
Very important.
Yes, I
Very
need to, we
important.
need to appreciate all of them, the likes of Innocent, the likes of Josie, and so on and so forth. And of course, Chidi, my co-host also, who is, putting fun, all the comic,
Well, we'll have to relax.
All right.
While we deliberate.
All right. So thank you very much, Abuja. Thank you very much, Nigeria. Thank you very much, the world. Let's see you again tomorrow. I will bring you more right here on the P&B morning show on Politics and Business Television, Abuja. God bless you. As we meet again. Bye-bye.